Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Sam G. For my returning subscribers, I really appreciate your support. I don't take it for granted. To my new subscribers, I'm so glad to have you here. Leave a like, comment, share this video with whoever you want to, friends, family, and whoever. In this new video, I'll be talking about taxes. It's tax season, so we want to make sure that we're getting ready to file our taxes, getting our documents together. And the good thing to know is that whether you're filing taxes or not, that all depends on your income, your filing status, and a bunch of other factors that I'm going to get into today. So just sit back, relax, stay tuned, and hope you enjoy the video. Even if you don't have to file your taxes, you might want to do it anyway, because you might qualify for a tax break that could generate a refund for you. You should definitely consider filing your taxes if one, you've had income tax withheld from your paychecks, or you've had your refund from 2020 applied towards your estimated tax payment for this year, or if you've just made an estimated tax payment for the year 2021, or if you qualify for certain tax credits, you should definitely seriously look into filing your taxes for the year 2021. So there are three conventional ways of filing for taxes. The first way is to fill out the IRS Form 1040 by hand and mail in it, which I do not recommend. We live in a new day and age. You can easily do that with a computer or just have someone do it for you. The second way, as I just mentioned, is using tax software or filing for taxes online, which some people typically do, which is, I think it's pretty cool, saves you a lot of time. There's a bunch of software out there, which I'll actually go over some of them to kind of give you an idea of what you can use for this tax season. And the third one, of course, is what most of us know, is to just hand it over to a tax preparer and just have them look through it and file on your behalf. So there's three of them. Doing it by hand, no. Also doing it with software, which is okay if you know what you're doing. And three, having a professional do it for you. If you have used tax software online in the past, you already know how to prepare and file your taxes with software. And many software providers actually provide human tax preparers too, in case you run into any trouble along the way. TurboTax, TaxAct, H&R Block, TaxSlayer, all examples of online tax software that provide comprehensive packages where not only do they have support options in the form of human tax preparers who can review your returns, they can also even have them file it for you should you want them to. So it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty easy to use. You can upload all your documents, your 1040s, whichever that you get from your investments, whichever you get from your workplace, which is your W2s. There's a lot of W's out there. So your W2s, you can upload those. You can upload all that you need with regards to your paychecks, with regards to your brokerage account, with regards to your retirement account, with regards to your bank statements. There are a whole bunch of documents that you'll be getting, so gather all of them, and then that'll really help you streamline the process. And if you run into a hitch in any of the processes, you can always have a human tax preparer from any software that you're using. They can provide you with some 24/7 support to help you kind of navigate through that and then get your taxes filed. And if you make less than $73,000 a year, I have some great news for you. The IRS has a free file program where they provide free tax software for people that make below the threshold I just mentioned of $73,000 or less, which should be your gross annual income. So that's before taxes. If you make below that amount or exactly at 73, you do qualify for the IRS free file program, so you can file your taxes for free. I'm going to include a link in the description of some of the partners that they have, so you can start checking them out and just start being proactive and learning more about your taxes. And potentially this might be your first year, filing your taxes on your own. This might be your first year that you're not claimed as a dependent by your parents or your uncles or your guardian. Now, if you're making $73,000 or more, if you're essentially Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos, and you want to use TurboTax or TaxAct or H&R Block, it will cost you approximately anywhere from $50 to maybe $110, depending on what platform you're using. So do take note of that. But I mean, if you're making above 73, honestly, I think you can afford it. So best of luck to you, and I hope you enjoy your tax season. If you happen to own a business or have a healthy side gig, you should definitely look into having a tax preparer actually file your taxes for you. The reason why I say that is the more layers that you have in terms of what you own. If you go from an employee to an owner, the more complicated some of these tax nuances become. So you want to have a professional actually take a look at it and see where you could potentially get a tax credit, a tax break here and there, and make sure that you're not overpaying, and also make sure that you're not underpaying what you're supposed to be technically paying. So do have a preparer look at it for you if you have some sort of side gig that brings money, or you own a business or something that is not just your normal employee W-2 paycheck income tax withholding. You should definitely look into hiring someone, even if you have a personal retainer, hiring someone to look at those things for you and make sure your accounting books, everything, all your P's and Q's are checked, all your T's are crossed, and all your I's are dotted. The next important thing to note is to understand how your taxes are determined. The government determines your taxes by taking your taxable income and dividing it into chunks called tax brackets. And now each bracket has a corresponding tax rate that is assigned to it. The progressive tax system in the United States means that people with higher taxable income are subject to higher federal income tax rates, and the people with lower taxable income are subject to lower federal income tax rates. So the next thing you want to do, you want to gather your tax filing information, and there are a lot, so I'm going to actually read them off to you one by one. First thing you're going to need, your social security number for yourself, your spouse, or your dependents. You're going to need your W-2 form, as I mentioned earlier. You're going to need your 1099 forms if you do contracting work. You're going to need your retirement account contributions, your Roth IRA, 401k, if you have an individual Roth, the regular, whichever HSA, whichever that you have, you're going to need the forms for that. If you trade options and you've lost a lot of money, now is a great time to get some deductions back on some of them. And if you made any charitable donations, if you had state and local taxes that you paid earlier during the year, if you had unreimbursed medical bills, that's a good one as well. Get them out. Last year's federal tax returns, which I think is very important. You should always have the previous year's tax returns out as you're filing for your new one. It's very important. And your educational expenses as well. I can't remember the form, but there's actually this form that you can actually get from your school. If you remember, leave it in the comments where you can actually use to file your taxes. I can't remember the exact name of the form, but if I see it, I see it. I know what it is, but I just don't remember the exact name. So if you have any educational expenses, any scholarships that you got, you will get a form from your school as well. If you're in college, you will get a form as well. Now the last step is to settle up with the IRS. If you end up owing taxes, try to pay them off as soon as you can. If the bill is too high for you to pay, you can actually enter a payment plan with the IRS where you can make gradual payments on your taxes over the course of the year. So before the next tax year, you'd already be done. So look into those options as well. And you can write a check and send that to the IRS if you'd like. That takes longer. You can always do it online. Now everything's easier and everything's faster if you just do it online. Now, if you're one of the lucky ones and you end up getting a refund, you should definitely avoid filing for your taxes on paper. So have the refund sent to your direct deposit, or you can just have a check sent to you. And you can also actually track the status of your deposit, track the status of your check online on the IRS website. So if you're getting a refund, congratulations. Some of us weren't so lucky, but make sure that you're tracking it. Make sure that you have a direct deposit set up beforehand so everything's seamless and it doesn't take a while, because any mail-in delays or any delays on their end could cost you anywhere from 6 to 12 weeks of no response, or you still waiting to see what's going on with your refund. So make sure that you do the work beforehand, so when the time gets there, everything just operates optimally. Hey guys, so that's it for today's video. I really appreciate you tuning in. I hope I didn't bore you guys to death talking about taxes, but I think it's very important that you actually take time and actually learn more about taxes, because I think knowing how the tax system works is one of the most powerful tools you can ever have in the United States. And it really helps you not only grow your business, but also it just keeps you financially sound as well. So definitely take that into consideration and make sure that you spend some time learning these personal finance tips with your taxes, with your budgeting, and a whole bunch of other topics that I do talk about in my previous videos. And I have more content coming, so stay tuned. If you have any topics you want me to talk about, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram at Koffeekeyz. You can also reach out to me by email. I'll put my email in the comment section as well. And so you can freely reach out to me if you have any questions like that. Thank you so much. Hope you like this video, subscribe, and I hope to see you guys on the next video. Have a wonderful tax season.